It's not just a picture of the band or a picture of like a photograph they've taken like on Fluke or whatever.
A shot of 4 40-year-old men on an album cover isn't going to work. You know, what's really interesting is when they made 78s before, you know, 45s and 33s came in the sort of from the 1900s to the sort of early 50s, they never made covers. Nothing ever had a cover. Everything came in a brown paper sleeve, and then someone actually came up with the idea like, oh wow, let's actually make a cover. And that was the sort of 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, very visual thing, and now that's kind of on its way out again. So it's possibly quite a short-lived thing in the whole, you know, timeline of selling music.
I went down to St. James Infirmary.
In 1939, Alex Steinwise began working for Columbia Records as an intern. As he became more involved in his job, he began to notice how much dislike he had for the current packaging of vinyl records. They were so drab and unattractive, said Steinwise. I convinced the executives to let me design a few. Steinwise pitched the idea of using graphic design to create a more appealing, colourful attraction for both potential buyers and the musical talents themselves.
Let her go, let her go.
You stepped right into view, and you never looked away. We were just hanging out like any other day.
I think that, say you've made an EP and you've worked really hard on 4 or 5 songs, and you want people to hear this EP, but the only way that people are really going to hear it is if they see your album artwork and like it. So in that respect, for like unsigned bands and unsigned artists, if people don't know you, they're only really attracted to the album artwork because they've never heard your music before.
Take me away.
2 days ago, I was literally just looking through iTunes and I saw it was a band called Froth and their album called Bleak, and it had I thought the album art was so cool, so I literally just bought it on Fluke, and it turned out to be a really good album, so it was pretty good.
You probably think we'd be sick of one another, but I don't think so, I don't think so.
Possibly because they're uglier people than the pop artists, so they have to try harder. Like a shot of 4 40-year-old men on an album cover isn't going to work as well as a 18-year-old pretty girl is. So I guess the more alternative artists perhaps strive harder to come up with something else because they're not they're not young, they're not pretty.
I guess, yeah, I have bought things on the strength of what they look like, put it that way, definitely. Often, quite a lot of time now, I kind of know what I'm looking for, obviously, because of where I work and stuff like that. But, yeah.
There's an album that I love the artwork of in there. Do you want me to find it?
Sure.
Donald Fagen's Nightfly. It's one of my favourite pieces of artwork on an album. So I'd be more inclined to buy it just for the artwork, even, than the actual album.
Okay. This one is one of my favourites, purely because the artist that worked on it is really cool. And I don't know, I love the art behind it, and it's not just a picture of the band or a picture of like a photograph they've taken like on Fluke or whatever. And then also a similar sort of thing in this album, this Arctic Monkeys album. Like if you open it up, like the designs are so cool, and it's more of an artist drawing it, which is just so cool. So not only does it promote the music, but it promotes the artist behind the artwork.